Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Hey, Tide Dry Cleaners, 4511 98th Street, also at 19th and Quaker. It's 5-star laundry and dry cleaning, I'll tell you that. After hours pickup, even when nobody's there. On the 98th Street location, you just put it in your code and it rolls around there, and you reach in there and can take your dry cleaning out right there. But just the state of the art, I'm telling you, with dry cleaning and laundry out at Tide Dry Cleaners, 4511 98th Street, 19th and Quaker. Gary and I were at All-American Eatery yesterday, and it was absolutely packed, and the food was delicious. It was just a great atmosphere, everything out at
You remember me bragging on my
Eatery.
burrito from last week?
Yeah.
Well, somebody went in there and said, I want that burrito that Gary got. So they told him what was in it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was in it. I didn't look in it. But he goes, well, I don't want that, and I don't want that. She said by the time he was done ordering, it was like a sausage and egg and cheese burrito.
That's what I like.
So anyway.
But they're all good. And, of course, I tried something new yesterday. I got the Bam Morris.
Which he gets every single time we go.
And it didn't take me any time to order either. I'm ready.
All right, we got Coach Stone. Coach Stone, I'm going to start off this because I think you'll appreciate this. So far, this is the text of the day. Are you ready? Are you in a hurry?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
It says, Coach, we just installed an indoor antenna. You can even see it so that we can watch your show. My wife, and it says Borscht voice, I don't know what that means, but had never seen you in the wild and only heard you on the radio. She said those guys aren't as old as I thought they were. So there.
You sound old, evidently, Coach.
I think your makeup artists have done you right when you're on TV.
Well, we got to show up about an hour early for that. Hey, what a great start. But you always have a great start, don't you? Did you ever start off just really horribly?
Yeah, we didn't exactly knock the top off last year by going to Penn State to start the year.
Yeah.
We were eighth, and they played awesome, and we had just lost Courtright, and we were kind of moping around, and we did not perform up to our standard, but, went from there and had a good season. So it can still serve a purpose if you're kind of shown out a little bit and realize what you're not ready for. But certainly winning is always better, and especially in the case of going to California, playing a really good San Diego State team in their home opener, a big crowd, and just all the stuff. So we felt good about it, scored some great goals, and, looking forward to Sunday.
Well, speaking of great goals and speaking of Courtright, she got hurt in the first game last year and was out the entire season?
Almost. She got hurt 2 days before we left for Penn State, which was the first game in practice, and was out the whole season. Yeah.
Oh my God!
But yet you still practice, even after these injuries. You still practice.
Yeah, you got to practice. Yeah,
we're going to give up practicing and people get hurt.
Everybody stay healthy.
I mean, that's the NFL way, right? Those guys are never.
That's the NFL way.
I ain't practicing, Coach. Okay. Well, that was a great start, Coach, and there's high expectations for this team this year. I'm looking at everything's got a poll, and y'all were 25 in the United Soccer Coaches poll. Is that a good poll?
Yeah, there's two polls. There's the United Soccer Coaches, that one that you just cited, and then there's the top drawer one, and I think we're 19 in that one. So
I like that one
those
better.
are the two that most people follow, but the one the NCAA puts out most likely, or most of the time, is the U.S. Soccer Coaches, the one that you cited there, because that's all of us coaches voting for, the different teams based on results. And some of those guys do a great job.
Every coach votes. Do you vote?
No, it's a pretty large committee broken up into regions. And so I've been on that committee, so I would vote for everybody in our region, except I couldn't vote for our own team. right now I think it's the TCU guy. He does the regional voting, and how high you're ranked in the regional voting kind of determines how high you can go in the national voting.
Oh wow! Do you get to see how that fella votes, or is it secret?
It's not like college football where they make them, show their votes. They don't do that here. I think it would cause problems on the road.
Well, the TCU guy did good for himself. They're ranked number 9 in the country.
Oh, yeah, he don't mess around. Yeah, he don't mess around. He makes sure. And I will say they are good. They are good, but last year we were number 8, lost that first game, and they threw us out of the top 25. I'm
Oh, my God.
Serious? Yeah. I did call them.
And it was Penn State.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they were 4 beat 8, and we're like not out of the 25, so we spent 3 more weeks getting back in, and then, we climbed up again, but that's just the way it is.
Well, was it the TCU guy on it last year?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to decide who we need to hate here.
Well, it looks like TCU, Oklahoma State, and Tech are the only ones out of the Big 12. Is that right?
I think right now that may be correct, but, BYU is the top 15 team in the country. West Virginia is awesome. Kansas is making its move. They did really well last year. I think you're going to see a lot of Big 12 teams in the top 25, and you'll see some of them drop out.
Yeah, BYU got votes, but they only got 12. But I don't see Kansas. Yeah.
Kansas will get there. BYU is loaded, and they get a bunch of people coming back. I heard from Mission and also some players returning from injury. They're going to be good.
All right, you said you went to San Diego, and it's a great crowd, great environment. As you go around the last few years, do you notice women's soccer getting more popular?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Part of it has just been this ESPN deal where every game is on ESPN Plus or one of the other ESPN networks. Yeah, and everybody's getting more familiar with it. We go to places where you guys know it's nuts here, right? Our fans go crazy.
Yeah.
But we go more places now where the opponent's fan base is part of the environment. We were at Utah State last year, and they were incredible. Their fans.
Did you hear how he said that?
What?
We were at Utah State.
I can't believe we went there.
Utah State.
Nobody goes there.
Okay, I hope nobody's listening in Utah, but Manny's my guy. I love him, and he's got a crowd behind that team, so we're going to try to return the favor for them when they come in here this year.
Oh,
good. Well, I've been out there some, Coach, and it blows me away. We need more stands.
It's a wonderful
We need more places to sit.
Well, if you guys want to get on that donor wagon, we'll send you show you our drawings.
Oh, you've got them, huh? You're ready to go.
We love the size of our stadium because when it's full, people stand around the fence, and that even makes it more exciting. So we don't mind that at all. We're in a good spot when that goes.
No, I feel like we're the perfect size.
Yeah,
because you can get too big. Like our arena during some of those years was like quite a bit too big, and it even still is for volleyball. I think volleyball needs to have a more compact arena.
I'm sure they agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'd make a big difference.
But the crowd has been great to you. They really have. And of course, what you've done, Coach, you've built a winning program, and you've got it going on. And it's every year everybody expects us to win. You like that, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and we always say around here, there's no pressure that could be put on us that we're not putting on ourselves. Expectations are just opportunity. It's a compliment, but if you get seduced by it and you think you're all that, then you're going to get whooped. The top 50 teams in women's college soccer are too close together to ever take anybody for granted. And we've seen big upsets this week in Northwestern State, who's 0-47 against Power 4, Power 5 teams beat the University of Texas.
That's all. Let's talk about that.
That story just got better and better.
All of a sudden, everybody turned their radio up. Wait, what?
I know.
Tell us more.
They were 0-47.
Yeah, against Power 5.
Yeah, the top Power 5 teams.
Wow.
And they beat Texas 3-2, and it's just another thing. Maybe I don't know what happened in terms of the mentality of it, but those kinds of things can happen, and you got to be ready for everybody. So back to the crowds and the expectations. That helps us win at home, and expectations are really a blessing in many ways because that means people believe in you. I think you can get over your skis with expectations, I think we've seen mass hysteria right now over football and basketball, and I think they're both ready to take those on. I mean, we've got two great coaches, so they're going to be fine. But let's get playing first, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that the stadium out there, sitting right near the middle of Greek Circle, does that help? When those frats and those sororities and fraternities can wander over there and
they do, and we do deals with them. I'm the academic advisor for the SAEs. We've got good relationships with so many of the other fraternities, the Delts, the Phi Delts, and a bunch of others. So we do stuff with them. They come all the time. They come in groups. That makes it really, really easy for them.
Yeah.
And I don't know where they go at halftime, but they come back and they're louder than they were when they left.
Chapter advisor for the SAEs. What were you thinking?
Academic advisor. They have a chapter advisor.
Okay. Yeah, you don't get blamed for the other stuff if you're the academic advisor.
No, I just have to sign off and on their homecoming parade float and other things that they might want to do. So I have a pretty easy gig with that, and I write them all a letter if they get a 4.0.
Oh, there you go.
How's a float has to do with academics?
I have no idea. It just falls under the jurisdiction of this job.
Well, are you smart?
Well, I guess they thought I was, maybe.
Yeah,
I think you're smart.
I was also an SAE in college at Duke, so they're like, okay, we've got a brethren who we live next door to, and sometimes they're over here, and sometimes we're over there. They've hosted our girls for dinner before. It's a good relationship with the Greek Circle. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I'm glad you're doing that. Hey, talk about, I don't know exactly what I'm talking about, which is normal, but the scholarships that you've got and, all that's been affected by this NIL, and how are you responding to all that? Is it working out good for you?
Yeah, so far, for sure it is. And again, I said this a couple of weeks ago, our group got so far out in front of this thing with planning and strategy that they flushed out. I don't know if they put it through an AI machine or not, but they flushed out every imaginable scenario to try to give us a chance to plan for what was ahead. And that's one of the things about our executive team. They're not just sitting around. They are way ahead of stuff. So we got an idea of what it was going to look like, and it's been great for the Olympic sports so far. I think there's still, around the country, some adjusting that's going to go on after this year. For example, the SEC Olympic sports didn't offer any revenue share.
Oh.
For the most part. They're all just increasing their number of scholarships.
Yeah.
But the problem they're finding with that, guys, is if Ohio State and Texas Tech want the same soccer player, and she's big time, we're both giving her a full scholarship.
Yeah.
So that's a wash. But we have revenue share that we can throw on top of it, and Ohio State does not. So these other schools, that's a Big Ten example, but SEC also, they have to now, I think they're going to have to adjust and take maybe some scholarship reductions or get it back to even, and if they want revenue share. And maybe in the Big 12, we'll start looking at additional scholarships. But right now, we're able to build the team with the scholarships we have. We haven't had that be a problem, and the revenue share has been a nice addition for us. Obviously, we don't have the revenue share football and basketball do, but it's all kind of relative to what we can do to help these girls feel like they're a big part of it, and they've been super appreciative, and we love being able to make it available to them.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I've been thinking about the scholarship deal, and I thought, well, that doesn't seem right, or that we can. But you really gave it, put a shine on it, that we have revenue share that we can add to it, and given that example of going after the same player, top player, we can add a little to it that would get them here.
It's true, and I will also kind of put this in the right place. I'm speaking purely of how soccer teams are built and fought over. I do understand, track has a different set of needs. They need multiple players scoring points at big events.
Yep.
Baseball has different needs. Volleyball may have different needs than us. I think we're a little more similar. But I think there are sports that, as I gave Ohio State as the example of people that might add revenue share, I think there are sports, just by the way you win in those sports, that you could see increased scholarships coming down the road, whatever the case may be. I can't speak for, Kirby and JB and those guys. But the cool part about our team, our executive group, is they're always thinking about that stuff. They're always like, okay, can we be a step ahead? We have a little bit of an advantage right now. Can we keep that advantage? So whatever they do, I think, they've proven that they're giving us the best chance to win.
I think the fact that you that you do draw a crowd, that you do bring in money. Now, you don't probably cash flow. I mean, you don't pay for yourself all the way, but you do put some money in the coffers.
Generate some.
So that ought to help give some money back to you, I would think. But that's just me.
Yeah, Olympic sports in general don't make money. So what you want to be is a really well-functioning program where the women are graduating with impressive degrees, going off to do great things, playing pro soccer. We got over 25 players sign pro contracts around the world. You want us to stay out of the spotlight in terms of the negative news. And you want to give the campus and the bosses a good vibe, a good feeling that we're doing our job and the women play hard for the Red Raider brand. So I think we've delivered that for the most part, and can't be at your best every single season, but over the 19 years we've had more winning seasons than not, for sure. So I think there's just the cost of having Olympic sport teams, and if you give back in other ways, then it's a good relationship.
Hey, Coach, tell us about a few of the players that you've been really impressed with, and we should be watching for, and big names that are going to be coming. We've had them here before. You've really had some great players go through.
Macy
here.
Blackburn's definitely one of them.
Yeah,
was there a doubt of whether she was going to come back or not?
There really wasn't. I will tell you that there was a conversation about turning pro this year, and I said, I think you're close. If you want to go right now, you're going to get signed. You're going to make a team. And she pretty much cut me off. She's like, Coach, I got to get better at back post defending. I got to get better at heading. I need to be a better 1v1 defender. I'm the captain. Of course I'm coming back.
That's a girl.
That's great.
Coach, we got 30 seconds. Tell us about tomorrow.
So, obviously 1-0 after the game the other night. Now Youngstown State is coming to town. We're playing Sunday night at 7. So, the weather will be unbelievable. And, come see Macy Blackburn, Kylie Barr flying up the wings, and Sam Courtwright's back, and Taylor Zadrowski's killing it. So the team's fun to watch. I mean, we're attacking like banshees, but, of course, we built this team on defense. So it's a fun squad to watch. Come out and see us.
All right, Coach. Hey, thank you for your time today.
Thank you, guys.
We'll get you some practice on.
Good luck to you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later. Coach Tom Stone. He's built it here at Texas Tech.
Sports talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
J&W Services, Lenco Distributors, for all your help with the oil and gas business. Go there at Red Raider Club. You be a part, donate. They need everybody, y'all. I know we've got some big money coming in, but that we need everybody. Red Raiders, get involved and be a part. All right, Scott Pettit is here, and he is. I know he looks too young to be. I coached him at Coronado, and he's retired now. How does that? I'm still working.
Well,
I must have taught you really good.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We retired. My wife and I retired a year ago, and have really been enjoying it. And
From HEB.
From HEB, long careers, 30 plus years.
30 plus years
at HEB, and then
where did you start with them? In San Antonio, or
I was recruited. I worked for Albertsons for 10 years.
Okay,
and then so if you had 10 and 30, that equals old, and that's why I'm retired. And and if you were my coach, I don't know what that makes you, but probably,
it makes me old.
Probably not young, but long, nice career, and along the way, I was able to spend quite a bit of time here in Lubbock, a little bit with the new HEB store.
Were you part of the reason they came to Lubbock? Can we give you all the credit?
No, I'll take a sliver of nagging the right folks for a long enough time.
We heard
to get
forever
here,
they were coming. We just kept hearing HEB's coming. HEB's coming. We're going, well, got your talking done.
Well, it's tough. It's this community has been served very well in the grocery business with United. And,
they have, no doubt.
And the Snell family and what they've done. And then it just, as I think you guys were talking about how big Lubbock's getting, and it was time that we go ahead and enter the market. But we thought long and hard about it.
Y'all are just in Texas, right?
Texas and Mexico.
Mexico?
60 stores, 60 plus stores in Mexico.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
so we tried a foreign country. One time we had one store in Louisiana, and we just could the language,
It didn't work.
the whole thing.
Couldn't communicate.
It didn't work out.
Everybody was going, huh? Huh?
Hey, everybody on TV, really take a good look at this Burrow Pettit Scholarship in Journalism sign, because I'm fixing to move it.
That's a
Yeah,
good, that's a cool,
right. Yeah.
that's a cool deal.
Take a screenshot.
But you can go online
Hey, can they do that?
and print it out.
Can they do that on their TV?
They could do the QR from their TV if they had a shot at that. All right.
Do you have that YouTube deal? It's kind of a new deal that's out there. Did you get some of that YouTube?
I don't have any of the YouTube.
We don't know what it is. We do know what YouTube is. Gary
There
and
we go. All right.
Scan to donate to
That's-
the fund. There you hold it still. They're trying to get their camera on it, and you're moving it all over.
Yeah, there's people.
All right, there.
There
you go.
Get it. Get it.
Boom.
Better hurry, Mom.
Hit
I'm
it.
getting tired.
Hit the camera. Hit the link.
Okay, there you go. We'll talk about
Not as easy
that.
as I made it look.
And also, Gary, hold that book up that Scott gave you.
All right.
It's very nice. He brought us this book. It's got lots of words.
It's got some pictures.
Yeah, there are some pictures in there of Burl, and when Burl was a boy, and there's an index in the back. Let's see if we're in here, Gary. There's Tom Wilson. He's in here.
When you said when Burrow was a boy, I thought this modern America. There's some pictures of when Burrow was a boy.
Well, it's true.
Crazy world we're living in.
Yeah, there's a deal on the icebox, 125 to 128. You know what that is? Icebox.
Yeah, I actually do, and have that ice box
All right,
thing.
This
Do
is
you
so
know?
cool.
I was looking at a picture, and it's Burrow back in the, I'm sure the AJ days. If I can find it, I was going to see if you knew who some of these other guys were
Oh, okay.
in that picture. I might be putting you on the spot. You may.
Man, look at that.
I'm sure they're watching.
There he is,
It'll be-
school days in 1950, 51.
Yeah.
Y'all, you need to get this. This is great.
There's Donnie Anderson.
You know, Burl, the people that he knew and interviewed and was friends with at Texas Tech and in athletics, it's a Hall of Fame list. I mean, he knew them all. He knew EJ. He knew Donnie. He knew Dave Parks. He knew them all. Joe Barnes and Jimmy Carmichael.
Hey, before you wander off EJ very far, this week in the Avalanche Journal, there's an article on EJ. I haven't finished reading it because there's so many words, but if you can find it, you can just Google it. Interesting article on EJ Holland. Okay, go ahead.
I wouldn't. Here's the Moran High FF. He was a future farmer.
He was.
A future farmer. How about that? 1951. He was such an awesome guy, and this thing here says, a legend, a mentor, the Hub City's journalist dies, and Mr. Lubbock passes away, and that's how people thought of him. I mean, you just felt like you were friends with him. You might have never met him in your life, but just by the way he wrote and what he did.
There's a family that late in life contacted Dad, and lady's father was terminally ill, and he lived in the Brownfield area. And so Dad went out to visit with him. Wires got crossed, never actually got to meet him, but wrote him, the best friend I never met. And I think there's a lot of
that's
people.
great.
Deal.
A lot of people fall in that category, whether it's reading about his dog or Texas Tech football or whatever it was, or in the general interest days, whatever was.
Just connected. People just connected to him. I mean, he connected to people. I can't wait to look through read this. I will just read probably parts.
It's a collection of columns, and so it's actually a really great thing to do because you can set aside 10 or 15 minutes, knock one out, think about.
Well, they're
it.
going to have cliff notes for this.
Yeah.
Hey, on page 278, Gary, Jack Dale was first and foremost a basketball announcer whose love for the game was the engine that drove him upwards to a level above all others in the field. Let's see. He and Jack were good buddies.
Jump shoots and scores.
Jump shoots. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. And this picture right here.
Yeah.
This I don't know how many years ago this was, but not that many. There's Tom Wilson and Burl in the center with Donnie Anderson.
Yeah.
Great picture.
There were tremendous friendships that spun off of his career, and from just really starting out covering these guys, and those two guys were obviously special athletes. And
This is the way I remember Burl. Just like that, Gary. Don't you? That's the way you remember Burl when he was so busy at the AJ, and I'm telling you,
We had him on at least once, but we missed out on having him on again just by dragging our feet. But we had Burl on at least once.
I got to put that down.
well, enjoy it. I brought those for you guys.
I will. Thank you for doing that, Scott.
Hell, I was trying to find that picture, but I'm obviously not going to find it.
Are you looking for?
Oh, never mind. They hit it on the. It's on the front of
It's
the
hidden
book.
on the front page.
I went through this thing, could not find that picture. I know it's in here. It's
Which
on the
one?
front page. All right, do we know any of these?
Okay.
Oh, there's Walt McAlexander on the far right.
It is.
That's Walt.
Exactly right.
All right. So
There's Don Henry on the other side.
Don Henry, and then Randy Sanders is in the back.
All right.
And I
don't know the
I
two
would be
younger
guessing. Otherwise,
Okay.
I probably should.
that
know
is Walt.
Who's that? Who's this?
That looks a little bit like Bill Lowell, but I don't think it is.
I don't remember that one.
Okay.
It may be listed on the inside.
I guess people listening to the radio aren't too.
They're not enjoying this.
I'm not
looking
really
through.
enjoying
They
this
can't really-
particular
they
part of
don't-
the.
They can't follow along yet. I did see that these books show back up. The printing, I think, is over. We had a second printing in paperbacks, but the second run of them, they're available on Amazon. So actually, if someone misses some of the
So if they go and just
columns.
Google Burl Pettit and Amazon,
it'll pop up.
Pop right up. You can order this book.
As a matter of fact, my wife kind of gets there and snags extra ones because with the scholarship, we present the recipients with a book, and I kind of talk to them about journalism the way it was and the way we hope it to be, and then hope that the scholarship will guide things
I
that
miss I miss the AJ the way it used to be. And now it's online and all this kind of stuff, and I just miss getting the newspaper, and it was thick and you had lots of information in it. Sports had all the stats of all the teams around here, and we got other sources now to find that stuff, but something about just having and here's what's really strange is back in the day we had a morning and evening edition of the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. I mean, I can't even figure that out, how they did that.
Well, then they had the Sunday paper, and then they had the Sunday Sun,
Yeah.
which was a little bitty one that you'd have paper fights with.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a skinny deal. I think it might have been just advertisement.
I remember what you're talking about.
The Sunday Sun.
Sid Chance, who's a friend of ours, says, I'm glad you're interviewing Scott Pettit. I've been thinking about him lately because I found his dad's book, A Boyhood Dream Come True, and I've been wanting to try and call him. This is one of the best TNA shows I've ever seen, and Sid watches every one of them. But so you got a lot to live up to.
I'll
mess
be
up
on my
now.
toes. I'll be on my toes here.
All right, so just you got your brothers, you and your brothers.
Yeah.
Kevin, Kyle, and Scott, you just to honor your father with this scholarship. And the journalism department at Texas Tech, MassCom, they were all in, weren't they?
They were. We have a new dean there, Dr. Shea, and I visited with her. And the idea of the scholarship actually happened during the visitation part of Dad's funeral. Hans was there, and the crowd kind of moved to the front of the door, and no one could leave because everybody would see folks that they hadn't seen for a while. And so I escorted Kent back, and we were alone. And so had a moment, he's looking at all the flowers and kind of just pausing, and they were very close. And over the years, and Hans turns to me and he says, y'all gonna do a scholarship? And
That's a good impersonation.
and I go, no. And he looked at me and looked down, and we ought to do the Burl Pettit Scholarship in journalism.
Yeah.
And so
there you go.
One thing led to another. He put me in contact with the right folks, and then we've had a lot of contributions outside. Started as a family thing, and then we got endowed pretty quickly, and then
what is it? 25,000? What's the
25,000
okay.
is the threshold to get it started. We have pretty high hopes for this. Part of the reason for being here today is bring some awareness to it, to give folks a chance to participate. And we have donations as low as $20, and we've had some really nice, crazy donations. HEB donated a nice amount celebrating our retirement, which was really fabulous. But we want this to be the largest scholarship in the college, and we have a chance to do that. But we need to
What would that
strong.
be? What's your goal, Scott?
Our goal would be to get it to 150,000, and I think that is doable. We are pushing certain individuals and businesses that are very interested in, and I'll get to the purpose of it. Maybe I need to stop and get right there. If you think about what we were reminiscing about, how journalism used to be, and how we yearned for kind of that watchdog or calling balls and strikes versus manipulating news, or there was no such thing as fake news at the Lubbock Avalanche Journal.
That's just what happened.
Sometimes there's bad news, sometimes there's good news, and but it was the news and their pursuit of truth. And then he was a zealot when it came to that, and unwavering. And so managing the editorial board, anybody that want to be a politician, run statewide office, would have to go through the Lubbock editorial board. And it wasn't a gotcha, but that process, as I got to watch it, some people would come in, friends, and maybe they weren't, but afterwards because they didn't get the endorsement they wanted, or conversely, he's had some folks that little adversarial that became friends after the process.
We brought up Jack Dell earlier. That's the way Jack did his broadcasting. He was definitely the Texas Tech broadcaster, but you wouldn't know it if you listened to the game. You just heard exactly what was going on the court. He didn't overemphasize that Tech scored, or now he would have Billy Bob Barnett, jump shoots and scores, but Jack Dell was pretty much straight down the middle.
That's right.
Or as much so as you could be, and love Tech as much as he did.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And they came to Lubbock in 1960 to stay 1 year, and obviously never left, and got plugged into the community, but his love for journalism spread way beyond West Texas. It was recognized nationally, and certainly through some of the state organizations. And then his tree, I know you guys talk about coaching trees, but his tree was quite impressive. Spun off Pulitzer Prize winning writers, and you didn't work for Burrell and not learn more about how to write, how not to write. And so he left some pretty good footprints here.
He did.
We yearn for, and Texas Tech does too, they want high talent in their journalism program. Mm-hmm. And this scholarship is positioned to be able to do that. So it's a competitive scholarship. So if an out-of-state student qualifies for the scholarship and gets it, they actually get in-state tuition.
Oh,
and so it really makes it a really great thing for Tech to be able to get high talent.
Burl Pettit's son, Scott, is here. We'll be back with him with more here on Sports Talk.
Sports Talk conversations with a good laugh mixed in. This is the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I was talking about West Texas State back there at 72nd, and Slide Road. They're about to move over to Slide Road in about 29th Street. They bought the old AIM Bank building and will be transitioning over there. But I'm telling you, you just walk in there and you just get that old feeling. You know, Gary and I, we talk about old stuff a lot because we've gotten old. And we liked a lot of the things that used to be going on and aren't going on. This is just good old down-home banking. And we love it there, the way they treat you. And John Grist, we had him on the show, and I loved what he said. He said, you know, we're looking for a reason to make the loan, not decline the loan. And
him and Burrow would be buddies.
They would be good buddies, no doubt about that. West Texas State Bank. All righty. We have Scott Pettit with us here, the son of Burl Pettit. You were the youngest, weren't you?
I was the baby.
I thought so. And your mama's name was Frances?
Frances, that's right.
There's a good picture of her in the book.
Yeah.
She's a pretty lady.
Really cool.
But people that have the BS like your dad, most of them have pretty wives and girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah, she was, they both went to North Texas State, and she did graduate work here at Texas Tech, and my wife and I recently kicked off a scholarship in her name. That's going to be more privately funded, but we're endowed in that. We're very happy.
Oh, wow.
I get to work with some of the really talented folks over at the College of Health and Human Sciences.
Yeah. In
their nutrition department. My mom was a registered dietitian, and went back to school after getting us old enough to fend for ourselves, and became one of the earliest registered dietitians.
What did y'all eat healthily when you were growing up?
No, we did not.
Necessarily?
We did not.
Okay.
We ate good.
Honey buns. Hey, here's a picture on page 84 of your mom holding a rattlesnake by the tail.
And
that in post?
I will assure you, Sylvester, Texas, a little further.
I didn't know there was one.
There is near Roby and a lot of other big towns like Trent. And I'll assure you that's a dead rattlesnake.
Yeah.
I bet.
Texter says, "Hey, Scott, CHAI, Pollard. I wonder who it's supposed to be."
Norval.
I don't know if it's normal.
Yeah,
Norval.
Different guy.
CHAI and then Pollard, which made me think Norval, but I don't know if it's supposed to be Charles Pollard.
No, it is maybe Chalmer Pollard, his brother.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's Norval's brother?
Yeah.
And his name is what?
Chalmer.
I bet he goes by Chow.
Maybe that's who it is. That is somebody. We lived on 46th Street.
Okay.
And we had the Harps, and you knew Alan Harp.
Alan Harp, yeah.
Twins, and we had quite a crew of folks on 46th Street, and so.
There's another one we need to have on is Norval.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Norval's a piece of work, too.
And we've had him on, but he's always great.
Yeah.
I'd say he taught me how to cuss, but I knew how when I met Norman.
You already knew.
He just refined it.
I think Burl was a pretty plain talker like that, too, best I remember.
That's right.
He was something else. Born July the 26th, 1934 in Moran, Texas. And I'm telling you, he became a legend. And what's really crazy, he turned down a scholarship, football scholarship, to go work in the oil field.
He did. He was the first of the family to get to go to college, and that was not a popular decision in the family. As a matter of fact, only for a while, only one out of the whole family, his brothers and sisters, talked to him, and then I think for safety reasons, he joined the Army soon after that to get away from the family. They were really upset at him for not going, and
so we're gonna hate you now.
Yeah, so they were a little upset that he was their shot to get someone in college, and
then he went to the Army and came back and went to college.
That's right. Met my mother on leave, and he got his bachelor's degree in 3 years.
Oh my gosh!
On the GI Bill. Lived in some sketchy housing at North Texas.
Well, hey, he was smarter than the rest of the family. He went in the Army, got his education on the GI Bill, So he turned out to be cutting, just ahead of the game.
He was ahead of the game. In North Texas, the journalism department is very storied in terms of the talent that they put through there, and they had some pretty heavy hitters. But he was the editor of the Chat newspaper at North Texas, and I just visited a fellow that he covered in track at North Texas while doing the student newspaper. And but a lot of stories like that, a lot of connections that remain. And his gift, I believe, was really driven based off of his observation skills. So if you write something really descriptive, it's something you noticed, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you noticed a little more detail than other folks at the time, and so he was able to kind of recreate that and paint the picture for us in a way that was really unique. So tremendous writer, great newspaper man, pretty legendary in those circles. And then I'll tell you, one fantastic father. I got dragged around to a lot of really cool places with him covering sports and
you knew the guys. You knew Donnie. I'm sure you saw all those guys.
I'm named after Donnie. His first name is Gary, and as is mine. So,
Donnie's first name is Gary.
Donnie's first name is Gary.
I did not know.
We're breaking news here, and
I thought it was Donnie Wonderful. Wonderful was his middle name. Donnie was his first name.
Or the Golden Palomino.
Yeah.
But yes, we were pretty close there, and we just recently reunited with Judge Johnson. Wanted to see Dad when he was sick, and he contacted me, and we got together, and we were talking, and this is actually not long before his death. And he was kind of said, "I'd like to be there whenever you visit with him. I could help both of you guys through this, And so anyway, I go in there and said, "Dad, Mr. Johnson's here." And he says, looked like he was asleep. He goes, "Judge Johnson." I said, "Yes, sir, Judge Johnson's here." And so they started talking, and Dad covered him and his brother. His brother played baseball at Monterey, and he played baseball at Lubbock High. And so two brothers were playing each other, met the mom, human interest story. What's going on? Which one do you root for?
How did this happen?
Make it through the game, right? How did this happen? And they became...
so that would have been the late 50s?
Early 60s.
Early 60s, okay.
Yeah, Phil Johnson, who wound up being justice on the Texas Supreme Court, and a war hero, super guy, and somebody that had to go through the editorial board process at one point. So
there you go.
It all kind of came together.
All right. Hey, Sid wants me to, if he can have your number. Would that be okay, Sid Chance?
Yes.
Okay. I'll send it to you, Sid, when we get through here.
Well, I'm glad he said yes.
Put him on the spot.
Absolutely not.
Well, I'm trying.
I don't share my number.
We were trying to raise money, and any way I can connect, and then the big byproduct of this and the book project that Dad took on was really kind of touch base with some folks that he loved and admired and liked being around, or liked telling their story, or kind of explaining maybe something behind the scenes that people weren't aware of at the time. And
were him and Dirk West buddies? They seem like they would be pretty good little buddies.
They really were. They were very close. Dad did Dirk's eulogy.
Oh, I guess they were.
It was a shocker, and that death was a real tough thing for the family and our family as well. So yeah,
I don't remember how Dirk passed away. Do you? So he wasn't real old.
It was sudden. So I hope I don't have it wrong, but I believe it was a heart attack.
Okay.
And
I could see them being together a lot. It seemed like we even knew that, but they kind of birds of a feather.
And as his travels, if you think of what we yearned for yesterday, we're all pretty nostalgic here, especially. The coach journalist relationship was different in the 60s. They traveled together.
Yeah.
When
you weren't trying to get them.
It wasn't a gotcha.
Yeah.
And what happened in the bar didn't really matter. What happened on the field is what mattered.
Yeah.
And so he went from a rough relationship with Darrell Royal to a lifelong friendship. Started out really bad with Gene Stallings, and when he was at A&M, and ended really strong when Stallings was helping North Texas with their athletic program. So it's been really fun
awesome.
watching all of that. And Frank Broyles was also really high there. J.T. King, of course, was almost a mentor for Dad in many ways. And then
you just think of the impact and it's unbelievable that Burl Pettit had on so many people.
It is. It's something I'm proud of, and his one of the things that I really enjoyed was his range of he could talk to an intellectual or a politician, and he could tell a plumber a trick on how to get something done.
I thought you were going to say, and he could talk on Thetford and Ashby.
He could, and he has. So
he was here. We had him. We had him. Tell everybody what they can do. How would help? What would help the most?
Okay, a couple of things here, and we're really reluctant going public facing on this, but now we are embedded in the college, and we know the impact that we can have. We could literally get the best journalism student in the country. You guys talk a lot about recruiting and all of that, but this is a way and a bow in the quiver of the dean that she could get a high flyer out there. And so the bigger we make this, the more kids or the more special the college recipients can be. And then the principles that we need of calling balls and strikes in journalism, being true to that as it adapts to new mediums, it's really going to help. And that's a passion of Dad's. It was very sad watching the newspaper industry change or go where it is now versus where it was. But the principles really need to remain. Someone needs to watch City Hall. Somebody needs to do this in a very fair way.
Exactly.
And
that's what you have trouble with, is in a fair way.
In a fair way.
Right. I would watch if there was a station that was not so far left or so far right somewhere. You might be slightly right, but I would watch that. I mean, I don't think there is one.
Well, and I think that's what we're trying to accomplish with it. We've met the recipients. I meet them every single year. The college is so great. And so we get to meet them. I put a lump in their throat. I tell them about the old man, and I give them a book, and then I challenge them on, what kind of journalist are you going to be? And
that's awesome.
And so they have Vanna held up the sign here, so that was great. We have a URL that's burlscholarship.mcom.ttu.edu, and then there is a QR code that is wired directly. I'm gonna do that
one more time. I'm
gonna
try to do it a little slower,
a little better,
a little bit better.
But burlscholarship.mcom.ttu.edu will get you a little background information along with a way to donate. The other appeal is to businesses, and I will leave you guys my email if you don't mind. If you get contacted by any businesses that want to do a sponsorship,
I do have it.
But that would be very helpful for us as well, and I'd be glad to meet with anybody anytime. I live in San Antonio, but I spend a lot of time 2 hours away from here. And
in your private plane?
My GMC pickup truck out there, and with a lot of miles on it. But happy to visit with anybody, and no amount's too small or too high. We won't turn it down. We'd like to we're going to push this one more year, and then we're going to let it roll. And so that's the urgency that we have right now.
There you go. All right, if you just your favorite Burrell story, do you have one?
Oh, boy. I've got some that I probably, as a son, I probably don't want to air out loud. But I would say
that's the ones we're wanting.
I know. I know. I'll tell one. I'll tell one that would be juicy for your folks, because some of these folks are all gone.
Got about a minute.
All right. So Dad
got about 45 seconds.
Dad was okay. Keep the countdown going. So we were practicing basketball, and Jim Carlin drove up and interrupted our practice, and he wanted to fight Burrell. And so,
of course,
he was a little thin-skinned. I guess he didn't write what he wanted him to write, or something. And anyway, I got to watch that go from, well, okay, let's go, to, all right, well, let's talk about it. And so, anyway, there's
funny.
one that was so us little kids were watching and going, okay, he just grafted us for fighting, and now watch this.
Do we really want to do this? That's great.
That is funny.
Hey, we appreciate you. We'll give this again here in a little while, and we appreciate it. I hope it goes well for you. It's already gone well.
Yeah.
I hope it goes even better.
Really appreciate you guys.
Buddy.
Scott Pettit.
Thanks for doing what you're doing.
You bet.
You've been listening to the Sports Talk with Thetford and Ashby podcast from Double T 97.3. Catch the show live Saturday mornings from 9 to noon on Double T 97.3 FM or on the Double T 97.3 mobile app.